Hey guys, this is Shawn Sanders. Thank you so much for clicking onto my channel. So hit that like button, subscribe, and tell a friend about me. Just in case you did not already know, you can find me on other social media platforms.
50th Avenue.
You can find me on Periscope. You can find me on Instagram, where I posted a very
In 900 feet, turn left onto Broadway.
So if you haven't followed me on Instagram, there's something extra special there today that was in my neighborhood that I had to take a 30-second little movie about. And you can check me out on Twitter, same name, keeping it simple. So I'm gonna say sorry that if I'm tilted, because
turn left onto Broadway.
Monitor is kind of funky anyway. My mount, I should say. So happy Tuesday. I have been running crazy on the road, so I figured now is a good time for me to do my nonstop November vlog for the day. And we are coming close to Turkey Day for those of you that celebrate Thanksgiving, or if you don't, just enjoy the day off, because most of us are not working. I spent quite a few of my years in the military working during holidays, so I do understand those who can't get out, those who have to work on the holidays. I do understand. So let's talk quickly about Kanye West. I don't really want to go into major in-depth about what's going on with Kanye, but I want to talk about something that I think that really goes, I want to say, try to think of the right word.
In 2.9 miles, turn right onto West 73rd
Many people don't
Avenue.
take it seriously, and that is grief. And I was listening to Wendy Williams today, and evidently November 20th marked the 7th year of his mother's untimely death. And when I heard that, I was like, okay, now it makes a lot of sense. Now, we all know that Kanye West has been a little off, and he's been very, you know, he's been a little dark in some respects. Some people would say eccentric, some people would say crazy. But I have always felt that he has never ever dealt with grief on the untimely death of his mother. And I say that as someone who has lost a parent. You know, if you go back, you know, he was completely different, as you know, still outspoken, still outrageous, but he had a different temperament about him. And we liked his outspokenness because, you know, he was saying things that maybe a lot of people, you know, on the surface was thinking, and he had a consciousness about him, and people really felt like he was the next up and coming, you know, great rapper. And when his mother passed away due to complications of plastic surgery, you know, his mother passed away, and I believe like a week later he went on tour. And that is speaking as someone who has lost a parent, and I don't know, you know, about his dad, but he adored his mother, and her death was not expected, and she was fairly young when he was, you know, the rising star. I mean, he was getting there. He was there, let's put it that way, as far as his being famous, but not like where he's at today. And I think in many ways his mother grounded him. And you know, when you lose somebody that you don't expect, that grief really puts you in a headspace that if you don't use if you don't get services to deal with grief, it comes out and manifests in other ways. And I tell people, you know, with a lot of emotions, whether it's grief or anger, I take those emotions like a beach ball, you have this beach ball and you're in the pool and you push the beach ball down. Well, a lot of times what will happen is the beach ball will find its way to come back up and come back with more force. And when you're dealing with unresolved issues of grief, it manifests in other ways, and it manifests sometimes as a mental break, and sometimes it manifests in ways that you really don't get to control because it is so intense. And a lot of times with grief, it's misplaced emotion. So the fact that it's the holidays, we don't hear about any other family that he's close to on his side, the anniversary of his mother's death, all of those things are triggers. And dealing in the medical field in the past, it's not uncommon for, you know, this is the time of the year, even though it should be a happy time, but for a lot of people it's a reminder of what they don't have. And you know, it's not uncommon. The ER is full of people who are hurting. You know, suicide rates, homicide rates go up. This is a very emotionally intense time for people. And so when I heard on Wendy Williams that his mother's passing was November 20th, you know, and then of course you have the obligations of still doing a tour when your wife was involved in an armed robbery. You know, you don't have any idea how that works on a person's psyche. You know, could have lost somebody that you love, someone close. You know, he can't deal with losing another woman in his life who he is close to. You know, his mother was his everything, and now he has a wife, the mother of his children, and he almost, you know, she was in a serious situation. Regardless of how if you believe what is true, you know, let's just put it in face value. Your spouse was involved in an armed robbery. That's a life-changing situation, and he went back on tour, which is indicative of what he did when his mother died. So so my camera fell, so I decided I was going to just stay parked and finish out this video. So anyway, pretty much what I have to say is that you know, grief is a serious issue, and I know it's been many years, and a lot of people say that's not an excuse, but you know, we're not privy to his life, and we're not privy to all the things that he's going through. And I'm not saying that it's an excuse. I'm just saying it's a mitigating factor, and that I am not shocked that he, you know, got admitted for a psych eval. You know, he has had a lot going on, good and bad, in his life. And if your life is a place where it's so isolated, you know, and people who are famous or have the real celebrity status, you know, they don't let a lot of people in. They either let too many people in, or they don't let anybody in, or the very, you know, your circle becomes very small because you don't trust people. So, you know, I feel bad. I'm always shocked though. No, not really. You know, you know, couple of days ago it was Kanye West dragging party, it's over, and now it's trending hashtag pray for Kanye. And it really goes back to, you know, we need to give people some grace. We never know the backstory, what they're going through. And so even though it sounds like outrageous behavior, obviously there's consequences to behavior, but now we're feeling bad when all along there was probably something bubbling on the surface anyway. So that is all I have for Nonstop November. It is winding down. Woo! I'm getting close, y'all. Take care of yourself and each other, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.